Hey, what's up, guys? Hello. Hey, I'm just coming to you from right outside of Death Valley Junction. Is looking south, is down that way, and 127, Highway 127 is right behind me. And I thought I'd stop at this old, I think it's a borax mine or something like that. I was just riding my bike, cruising around, and it's like a little after lunchtime, so I just wanted to stop and eat some beef jerky and my Cliff Bar. Brought an orange and a whole bunch of water and iced tea, stuff like that. So I'm just kind of taking a break in the middle of the desert. And right behind me, this is Funeral Mountain Range. So there's like a whole bunch of like borax mining going on up there right now on the other side. So that's kind of a cool thing. And I just noticed when I pulled over, it hasn't rained out here in probably, gosh, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks at least. And there's still like a lot of puddles that are like pretty good size way over here. And then kind of heading over this way. So I'm kind of heading over towards this big puddle. And I'm like, some people would be like, John, what are you doing out in the middle of the desert? I was just checking out. I saw all this stuff just laying around all over the place. So I thought, hey, why not stop and check out just a great example of some old busted mining. I'm just kind of walking around. I was just looking, I came from Ash Meadows, which is way out that way. And Armagosa is kind of north of me right now. That's like Long Street Casino, way over there. So you might think if you're out in the desert, you'll never ever find water. It hasn't rained out here for quite a few weeks, and there's still lots of crystal clear water puddles, like all over the place. When I'm like riding out this way, I couldn't even believe how much water there still was, just sitting in puddles. So that's really good for the wildlife, all the dragonflies that are in this area. So I was just kind of walking around, just seeing what I can see at this old mine. So hope you guys are having a great day. It's Tuesday. It's super windy out today. There's like a dust devil. As soon as I pulled in here, there was a dust devil. That was so windy. I thought my jacket went flying in the air. I just closed my eyes, and you got to just hold on to something so you don't fall over. But these things, they won't pick you up. But sometimes they're pretty strong, that's for sure. I mean, they'll kind of knock you around. So some of these, they're really far away right now, but sometimes they like just cruise past, and it's so windy that you can't even tell that they're coming because it's just super windy. But yeah, these things are that's over by Death Valley Junction, and those things just go on forever. So that's a little lesson for today. If there's a dust devil around, it totally just envelops you, just close your eyes and hold your breath for a few seconds, because it'll be gone as soon as it came by. I mean, these things move like probably 5 miles an hour, but it's just super duper dusty, and sometimes you can't see them until it just starts picking up dust, but they're out there like invisible ones. So just something else to take note of when you're out in the desert. So anyways, just kind of walking around, thought I'd check out some of these little concrete stands here. You know, like some of these are like, I don't know, they're not too deep. I thought it was kind of cool place to stop off the beaten path. So whenever you're out in some of these places that are just out in the middle of nowhere, there's often like a whole bunch of like things people picked up. And in this case, what did people find? A couple bent nails, a whole bunch of overheated, seems like glassy, like something. This is like a type of slag, I believe, in the mining process. So is this too. This is kind of like slag. Things getting too hot. And then these are like cigarette cans. some of the miners used to get paid with these, like a pack of cigarettes every day. So they'd like, here's your metal can of cigarettes for your day's work. And then they had all kinds of like soup cans and anything you could imagine. So it's kind of cool that people just leave remnants of different kinds of things that they just found. So if you look far out there, there's like a little berm that takes you like, that's the old railroad out there. So that's where the Tonopah Tidewater Railroad used to go. And that went all the way, all over the place really. It branched out to like Death Valley and went up to Beatty, Tonopah, I think Reno. So, and then here is, oh, here's a good example of another open pit mine. Okay, this one's just full of water right now. I don't know how deep it is. Sometimes they fill these things in, but still it's pretty sketchy. I'm sure there's, I don't know if you can see all the bugs. Seems like the bugs are thriving down there, that's for sure. So, okay, so there's a whole bunch of stuff just busted and laying around all over the place. And that's about typical for any of these old mining areas. Nowadays, I think they moved this operation like over the hills, and then far way north of me, there's like a huge place. I don't think you can see it from here. Maybe on a clear day. Oh yeah, there it is. So that's where they moved the other operation. Maybe they ran out. Maybe it just ran out what they were looking for here, and then oftentimes you can find more of it up the road, not too far away. They say about every 10 miles or so, there's usually another like layer of quartz. If you see like quartz coming out, sometimes they're spaced out solid like 5-10 miles, something like that, but you can almost measure it in distance, and then you'll find yet another one and another example. So that's what all these miners do. They just drill holes all over the place until they find what they're looking for, and check their core samples and start digging all over the place. Also, onto some other things that you often see out in the desert. It's not always in the ground. It's up in the skies. Like, you see these airplanes? You see a lot of airplanes, but there's a lot of certain airplanes where you'll see like they're spraying, and then they're gonna spray another line, and then there's like another line going like off this way. I don't know if you can see, but oftentimes these airplanes, they spray the clouds like intermittently, but they're always at the same areas. So if you sit here long enough, like if I sat here all day, which I've seen when I'm like just camped out, but you'll like see these clouds just fan out, and it'll turn into a seriously huge cloud. Here's another one. Wait a minute, can you see this? I don't know if you can see, here's another one. So there's like, here comes airplane number 4, just spraying like crazy. And I bet you anything that's not gonna go away. That's like gonna stay there, just like these other ones did. But then there's other commercial airliners where they don't leave anything, and they're out there. So I don't know. It seems like it's odd that certain airplanes just leave tons of lines almost parallel to each other. It's kind of interesting. What's going on up there? You know? Maybe ask a pilot friend of yours to see if you can solve that mystery. So, on to other conspiracy theories. I was looking up natural asset companies, and apparently there's a lawsuit in Utah right now for natural asset companies that want to take up all this public land, like pretty much take over the BLM and just make money off of it. And these are all like the Wall Street wolves, okay? The wolves of Wall Street want to buy all this land, apparently. And this is going on right now. So if this is a real thing, that would be awful, you know, because BlackRock and Goldman Sachs is pretty much going to own all of your public land pretty soon, where you won't even be able to enjoy it. Because right now they're shutting down trails everywhere in Utah, and there's tons of lawsuits going on right now. So just imagine if that goes on everywhere. So there's a lot of lawsuits. People are fighting it right now. So that's good to hear. And that's my little update on your public lands for today. So some of these natural asset companies, you really need to, I don't know, if you want to fight for your public lands, that might be something you might want to do, because some of these, you know, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it to someone that's a trillionaire, okay? Some of these things are like going to be gone forever, and it won't be accessible from what I understand. So just something to consider. I don't know, some of the stuff I read into, it's amazing what all these multi-millionaire billionaires want to do, but hopefully it doesn't sound like it's in your better interest, that's for sure. Anyways, after all that rant, I think I'm gonna head into town and probably get a late lunch or something. They got this little place in Pahrump called Roberto's Tacos, and they're all over the place, but it's like a drive-through, super authentic taco shop. They got like the best carne asada fries, their burritos, oh my gosh. And they have like taco day. They'll sell you like this huge taco for like $1.70. So I always get like 4 of them. It's kind of cool. But yeah, I think I'm just going to get some lunch. I am starving. And you guys keep having a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Like and subscribe. I'm going to head on down the road.